What's going on, YouTube? It's Irish Shadow, and I'm here to talk to you today about virtual reality. Yeah, virtual reality. The next quote-unquote step in the gaming revolution, as they would have you think. Now, I'm not a fan of the whole virtual reality bandwagon, and unfortunately, I don't feel like jumping in on this bandwagon at all, because that's all it is. It's really a fad for the gaming industry. What am I talking about? Well, let's talk about a few reasons why I am never, and I do mean never, ever, gonna sink any of my money into virtual reality. So let's start with the price. As of today, we have announced prices for two major virtual reality headsets. We have the Oculus Rift selling for $599 US, and we have the HTC Vive for $799 US. These are US prices. Keep in mind that I live in Canada, so $599 for the Oculus Rift is the equivalent of close to $900 Canadian for just the headset alone, not including the high-end PC that I would need to run this shit, which could cost about $1,400 and up just for the PC. And we have the HTC Vive is a clear indication that VR is not going to be the next step, as everyone would make you believe. It's going to be a slow start. It's going to be an even slower start for games coming out, because yeah, they give you, there a lot of these companies are giving you like the new Doom that's coming out, but that's one game that people are stoked for. How many people can actually sit around and play something like Job Simulator? Like, I'm sorry, when I have a job, and when I get off of my job and I come home, I don't want to play a fucking Job Simulator. I think in the entire time that I've been making videos on YouTube, I think I've only played one simulator, and it was Surgeon Simulator. Yeah, that was the only simulator-esque game that I have played. And even that didn't work right. Like, there was a lot of hiccups that weren't really patched very well. It felt like the game was really poorly designed, and something like VR is just going to be even worse, because I don't feel like having a headset strapped to my eyes all the time while I'm playing video games. I sure as fuck do not like a lot of the concepts for the controllers that I am seeing, because it's basically like two pieces that you have in your hands. We're going back to fucking Nintendo Wii days. And was the Wii controller really a success with the nunchuck and all? No, it really wasn't. It's not comfortable. Why can't you just have a standard fucking controller instead of having two cocks in your hand and some fucking face hugger on your face? Yeah, I don't see the value in having a fucking set of goggles strapped to my head when I have a perfectly fine 4K TV to look at. It's stupid. And it's not going to go anywhere really fast. Here's the problem. When you get these headsets, not only do you have to pay the price of them, you have to pay the tax on them, you have to pay for shipping and handling, if you're ordering it. So, and not to mention, you have to have the high-end PC to run all of this. That is not really in my budget, and I can't justify spending $1,400 and up on a PC for a bunch of games that are essentially early access and broken. But that's just my perspective. I've never been a PC guy, and I probably never will be. There's very, very little that is going to entice me to ever go to PC. Like, yeah, there's games like what, League of Legends. Nah, not necessarily my thing. Um, what are some of the worst ones I've ever seen? Shower with your dad simulator. Does this really need to exist? Like, not to mention that the majority of games for the Oculus Rift have to be exclusively first person. VR does not work on a third person perspective. It doesn't work. So all these developers that are saying, "Oh, we have this game where you control this fucking, I don't know what I forget what it was, like a squirrel or something, and it's in a third person perspective, and you basically look around controlling the camera." That is not VR. Like something like Slender the Arrival or Outlast. I guarantee that games like Call of Duty and Battlefield, probably Halo for the Xbox, Gran Turismo for the PlayStation has been announced for the PlayStation VR exclusively, just like I'm pretty sure Halo is going to work on the Xbox, whichever side the Xbox is compatible with, and I don't know, probably Titanfall 2, probably. I don't know. But like you're not going to have any really big games for virtual reality unless certain through third person perspective games like, I don't know, Uncharted, Gears of War, if they're going to alter those to be in first person, I guess that would work, but that just feels like a really big cop out to me. One really good idea for a game, if any developers are listening, you got to make a game based off of realistic phobias. So you could basically have a game where you are forced to face your fucking fears in the most realistic VR setting imaginable. Like, imagine if you are deathly afraid of, say, sharks, and this game would put you in an underwater cage with these fuckers, like, basically trying to get at you. Now that is an idea that I would look into. Definitely. Now here's the thing. If Sony really wants to capitalize on this, they have to push for at least a $399 price sale, because there's no fucking way in hell anyone is going to pay more than that for a PlayStation VR or whatever the fuck they're going to call it, just to play a small percentage of games. Like, I know they're getting Five Nights at Freddy's 2 ported over to PlayStation 4 for the VR, although it doesn't only work for VR. You can play it without VR. It's just like, you got to think back to when the PlayStation 4 originally released, and the Xbox One. I'll include that in this too. From the time the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One were released, till about, I'm going to give it a year and a half later. There wasn't very many big, big, big AAA titles that are quote unquote available now, because in my opinion there's still not a lot that's really a AAA must-have game on any system as far as I'm concerned. And I'm just going to state right now that even if Sony were to release their VR headset for, say, even $399, I'm still not buying it, because I've had a PlayStation 4 since day one that they were available. And the amount of time I had to sit and wait for decent games to come out was ridiculous. And we're still not really technically there yet with a lot of the games that are out for newer systems, let alone VR. So basically you're going to get like a whole bunch of shitty indie games, and I fucking hate indie games now. I can thank PlayStation Plus for that. As it stands right now, indie games mean absolutely nothing to me, because that's basically what my PlayStation Plus subscription has really gone to. Pretty much shitty indie games. They're not all bad. A lot of the ones like Grim Fandango are okay in my opinion. They're like 4 out of 10s, but so like below average. The thing is, I don't really need VR. Like sitting in your living room with a pair of goggles on and 2 little joysticks in your hands, and you have to basically look around like you've got Down syndrome or something. No, that's not what I'm into. I refuse to have like all this shit strapped to me and basically looking like a fucking asshole. Well, like people are looking at me going like, what the fuck is he seeing? Because like I could be seeing anything in these goggles and nobody would know exactly what I'm doing or playing, and I would just basically look retarded. I don't see virtual reality going anywhere really, really big yet in the gaming industry. For stuff like, I don't know, possible surgical equipment or military training, I could see, but video gaming is not VR territory. As much as people don't want to believe it, like even the movie industry is sucking up the HD, or the 3D has come back from the grave, and you know, it is what it is. You don't have to fucking buy it. Just like you don't have to purchase any of these fucking virtual reality headsets. They're too overpriced. They're too underdeveloped. And you're never going to get a good amount of games off the start. You're going to spend close to $700 to maybe $2,000 for a headset and a PC worthy enough to play the fucking thing. And then you gotta sit around and wait for the games to come out. You're gonna sit around and wait for the fucking games that probably are just gonna end up being buggy as fuck. I don't see this. And I'm not gonna invest in this. This is a waste of my money. This would be a waste of your money. But I'm not gonna tell you how to spend your money. I'm just giving you my opinion. You guys can go out and spend all your money on whatever you want. I really don't give two shits. Just for me, I have more important things to deal with. So, thank you guys for listening, and I'll see you again next time.